Good afternoon, paint pouring community. I'm pretty excited to do another bubble wrap dip because I just love doing dips on bubble wrap. I've had lots of people say what's the difference it makes than just doing it on a plain surface. Well, it kind of adds a bit of a, I don't know, like a textured effect to your finished work, and it's just really fun to do. I think because the paint is uppy and downy, yeah, it kind of adds a little bit of a stippled, is that the right word? A stippled effect to your finished work. So it's a bubble wrap. It's a bubble wrap dip today. So all of my paints have been mixed with the today with the Mont clear PVA, and as I explain, just below this video there's a descriptions box, or it might say see more, and that has their links to my supplier, Cabriole Shabby Chic. That's who I get all my acrylic art needs from, because they've got everything that I use in one place, and they're a really good service. If you're in the US, I've got links to US and Canada for these particular Mont products. So I've mixed this with my 70% glue, 30% I mix warm water, give it a shake and leave it until it's settled and mixed in well. Then I add it to my paint until I get the consistency. Well, it's kind of a little bit thicker than pouring cream. I would use a thinner mix to swipe and slightly thicker if I was doing a cup pour, but I do put Helmar silicone in every single cup. These have only had one. I only need to add one. People are asking me about residue that may be on the finished canvas. Well, with this, I've just found with this particular Helmar silicone, there's hardly any residue, and I just wipe it off with a damp moist cloth if I'm going to put a gloss coating over, and there's no problem, had no problem with it. But these are available in the US. I think there's a couple of guys that use this in the US. I think oh, I can't remember the name, it's gone, but they get them in the US cheaper than we do in Australia, even though they're under $7 in Australia, and it lasts absolutely ages. Chad Booth, he's in I think New York or somewhere. He uses that, and he said it was a game changer for his pours, because you only have to have one drop, and like I said, hardly leaves any residue on your finished canvas. And I always just add 1 or 2 drops to a cup that size, but usually if I'm doing a dip, I don't add any silicone, because I don't usually worry about having any cells. But because that paint was pre-made up from a previous pour, I'm just using it up. Now this, if you haven't seen my previous videos, this is my new favorite tool, and my online supplier also has these, and they were the ones that sent it to me to try, and I absolutely love it, even opposed to my big butane, which I still would use maybe if I'm doing a big piece of art. But for all the people that are a bit scared of the gas, these are excellent. Now what I was calling it, and I had it on their magic wand, I had a few people private message me and say, have you actually Googled magic wand? Because we're Googling magic wand looking for this heat tool, and you'll be surprised at what comes up. So of course I Googled it, and it was, yes, it was female pleasure toys, which obviously this is not what this is. I know it give a lot of people a really good giggle, but this, if you're looking, so I'm having to change the name from a magic wand to a heat wand, heat wand. So if you're looking it up, you look under embossing heat gun or embossing heat wand, because it's usually used as embossing in card making, so I'm told. But yeah, so that's just a bit of information about that, and that is available at the supplier that I've got a link for, Cabriole Shabby Chic. So on we go. I better get started on this. I'm going to do it. I've got 2 of these canvases. What size are they, you ask? Okay, they're 30.4 centimetre each, and I want to try them. I know they're not that big, around canvas, but I want to try this dip because I've been asked, I suppose it's a commission, to do 3 larger ones in dips, because they want to hang the 3 of them on the wall. So I'm going to try the smaller version first. Now I've just got a board that I had some other work on it that I'm going to paint over, but I'm just using this particular board as my place to put my paint. So I've just put a bit of tape because I didn't want my bubble wrap blowing off, or if door opens or whatever, and I have put my giant push pins on the bottom so they're I can easily handle them when I tip them upside, and then I can put them straight back and stand up. I know lots of people that may have even ordered the giant push pins from the online supplier there and asking, oh, they really hurt my fingers to push them in. Well, you know, it's quite, I've just got my little hammer. It's even got my name on it because that's so my boys or husband don't come in and pinch my little hammer, which I keep here, and I just knock them in. Simple. So keep a hammer, don't try and knock your push pins in with your fingers, because these giant push pins are really quite strong and able to be knocked about a bit, so there's no problem there. I'm going to have a sip of my cells. And off we jolly well go on a super duper round dip. So I haven't dipped on round canvases before, so I'm really thinking that, because I love dip paint, I actually love doing it just as much as I love my balloons. So it's going to be interesting what this turns out like. I've just put the tape there. I did mention why. Okie dokie, let's get going. I'm going to do my Chevron Patterns, but I'm going to try and do smaller V, which is like a V shape, like this. I just marked the outer circle just so I don't put too much paint over there. The last one I did with these chevrons, this particular style, on a big canvas, was just absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, really so pleased with it. Had so many offers straight away to purchase it, so that's a good thing. So that's the Brilliant Red. They're Mont Studio acrylics, these are, and that was the Brilliant Red, and this is the orange. Mont are coming out with all these new colours the end of February, so I'm very excited about that. There's pre-orders already. If you want to order some of the new colours, they're coming out with the gold and silver, which you can only get the smaller ones, so they're coming out with the 2 litres. They've got crimson, they've got different greens, yellows, got some beautiful colours, so have a look, have a little squizzy at those. I'm gonna just go a little bit round the edges, so I will put some jolly old white, good old white in here. It looks like a big old mess, but I'm hoping that it will look beautiful when we get the canvases dipped on them. Okay, I'm going to add my, as you will, if you know that turquoise is my favourite, one of my favourite colours, and I love doing different things with it, adding either more white to take it down, adding blue to take it deeper. I love the teal effect, teal colours. It's one of my favourites. Now, I had somebody mention to me when they seen me dipping before, they told me a good idea of when dipping. So it's always, even though you've been pouring for a while or you've been doing a YouTube channel, I love it that our subscribers to the channel or people that come onto my Facebook page, the Acrylic Art by Julie Cube Facebook page, and give me some tips, which is wonderful that we can share our knowledge with one another. And I will show you the tip that she gave me in 1 second. It's actually when you put your dip on. So this is a crimson that I've made up myself, which is the dark red, and you add I add dark red, I add a blob of the phthalo blue and to take it deeper, so it gives this real like grape, black grape colour, and it's quite a nice rich colour, and I love it, love it, love it. Yeah, we've had some rain in Australia. I think most of the places that were having really catastrophic fires have had rain, so that's really good news for them. Obviously we're still not out of the danger part because there's so many injured animals to be cared for, so there's obviously a knock-on effect to this catastrophic thing, the fires that have happened in Australia. It's very very sad, but at the present time we've had a bit of rain, so we've had reprieve. Okay, I know we probably don't need this, but I'm gonna put it in there as you do. Just gonna put this bright yellow in. Actually, I can't do the thing that I was told to do because I'm sorry that I can't remember the name of the lovely lady that told me, but I know when I lifted up my canvas previously, I actually dipped one canvas onto the next canvas, and she told me that because then I lifted it up and I had a bit of a bald patch under one canvas, and she reminded me that what I should do before I lift one canvas off the other one is tip it over with the two canvases together, so then you get equal amount of paints on both canvas, and then tip it back. But because I'm doing this on this board the way I'm doing it, I can't do that today on this particular method, but it was a really good plan. So here we go for this plan. I will let it do its thing. So you're kind of having that bubble wrap underneath as well. Gives you like a bit of a cushion surface. I've found that when I'm pushing a canvas on canvas, the canvas can dip, so that's where you miss out on a lot of paint too, in the dip. But having this spongy bubble wrap, it gives you that nice spongy feeling underneath. And hopefully I forgot to tape the back of my canvas, but that's not too bad. So I don't want to squidge this too far. I'm just, oh, this is such a good technique to do, because it's always exciting lifting up and not knowing what you're going to get. So yeah, what I was advised was then to tip the bottom canvas straight over on the top to give, so the paint drops on it, then tip it back. But I don't want to do it with this particular method that I've done today, but it was a great idea. So the kind lady who recommended that, thank you so much. And I definitely will do it if I'm doing a dip on a canvas. Okay, so these are basically so I can, oh, look at that. Oh my god, holy dooly jackaroony, that is beautiful. Won't that look gorgeous on a big round? Wowee. Okay, I'm going to leave that there a second. I have got one little teeny tiny hole there, so what I'll do is, this is my new little, it's a balloon that I've just put a bit of water in directly from the tap. I just put the belly button of the balloon over the tap and run some water in, quickly tie it off. So I'm going to just do a little tiny dip into the area that has got no paint, and it's beautiful. Oh, that's a nice little duva thingy, whatever you call them. So I'm just hoping now I might turn my canvas my board slightly. I don't know if this is going to stuff it up, but I will try. Should I put a bit more white? I might just put a bit more white, because the white makes everything pop. All those other bright colours pop. Oh, this is a stunner. But yeah, when I look at all these colours like this, it definitely is like Santa's just spewed. But that's my weird outlook on it. I didn't add it in the last one. It's a little bit of gold that I had left over from previous pour, but I'm going to put it in there. And I absolutely love this crimson, so I'm going to add a bit more of that. Get to it, easy wizzy, let's get busy. Okie doke, excited. Yes, still like a child when I do my art, I must admit. It's just such a lovely thing to do. It's very therapeutic, it's very relaxing. You're in your own space, on your own, even if you're working on your kitchen bench, because I first started on my laundry bench doing my work when I first begun this acrylic dipping. Of course, when I used to just do acrylic abstract, I just used to do it on a easel, which was obviously better for space wise. So this outside paint that's left is ideal for, if I can't even find one, it's good for dipping ends of canvas. I can't find, oh here we go. I've got a little canvas, like when you've used your dip, you can use this. I'll show you when I've finished. I'm going way ahead. My mind is racing at all the things that I can do. I've actually bought myself a whiteboard and stuck it on the fridge here in my art room, so I can, all the ideas that come racing through my head, think, oh yeah, I can do that, oh, and I can do this. And so now I'm quickly run to my whiteboard, write it down, things I want to try, instruments or gadgets I want to use for pours. So I'm quickly writing ideas down, and then I have to go through and tick them off as I do them. But yeah, crazy brain when you're so much into your art. Okay, now where am I going to put that one? I'll have to move this one over, which I'll just show you, and it's gorgeous. Look at that. It's so vibrant. The only thing that I wouldn't do, if you see these little holes appearing, they're because I've put silicone, which they've gone into cells, and that's without even adding a torch. On a dip, I prefer not to really have those, so what I will definitely do is I will go over them with the little teeny tiny water balloon, because they still add a really nice look. But yeah, so if you were doing a dip and you're not doing it from used paints you've already had made up, then don't add any silicone for a dip. I think it's a little bit nicer without the silicone in a dip. That's personal, somebody might really like that. So the second one never comes up looking the same as the first, so always interesting. But there's so much paint on there, I probably could dip another canvas, so this works handy when you're going to lift it, lift it, lift it. Oh, yeah, different that one to the first one. That's brilliant too. That's really lovely. Oh my gosh. Wow, look at all that. See what you've got left. Okay, an idea is with another canvas is to just coat your sides of the canvas. So you basically, I need a little tray. You basically got a canvas with the sides already pre-coloured for another pour. So you just dip your sides in, and then your sides have got that nice colour on. I mean, do it quickly. I might even just push this canvas in it, see what we end up like. So it's like a fourth. I don't think there's really enough paint, but you know what, I'll give it a go. Give it a go, Joe. It's getting messy now because the paint is actually running off this. I mean, I can definitely, because this is just a little test piece that I'm doing here, I'll just play with this one. It might not be as gorgeous as the others, but we'll just see. And I haven't got the push pins on the bottom, so it is nice, but it has gone a bit, there's really ripply, like it is yeah, got texture in it, and I can see the little cells forming, and I'm not a keen, as I said, I'm not a keen lover of cells in a dip. So I've got all this beautiful paint there. I'm just thinking what I will do is I will move it slightly aside so that you can watch me do the balloon kissing and rolling if I so choose to on the. Okay, so I'll move one of the canvases over. So this was the second one I did. What I'll do is my little water balloon, I'll keep a damp cloth there so I can just keep wiping it off. Just double check that you're still with me. Oh, I don't want the video to be too long, so I'll just quickly show you. So I'm dipping it into some of these luscious colours here, and then any areas that, like those little holes that I don't want, I just dip the balloon in, wipe the balloon in between. I mean, you probably don't even need the extra colour off there because it's got enough paint on the actual canvas. But any areas like that sort of holes appear or cells appearing that I don't want, then I'll just balloon over. Oh, that's lovely. As that. And another idea, because we've got all this runoff on there, a lovely idea is to do the end of your canvas, balloon dip it round with the colours, wipe it off, and then pick up some nice fresh colour again. So you've got the nice balloon dips around the outside, coating your canvas. So that's a really nice idea to finish off the outside of your canvas. So I will finish off that with a few more balloon dips, and this is gorgeous. Look at this, looky. I just, as I said, I'm going to go over those holes with my balloon. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for joining me. So we got 1, 2, 3 pieces of art. One easy dipping session, dipping into the bubble wrap. Can do it with your good sister thing to do together. Really nice thing to do together. So it's all good fun and just so beautiful. So thank you guys for joining me. And oh, okay, I'll take you over here. See that one? So we've got the two gorgeous ones. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. It's free. Hit the notification button if you want to see the videos that I put up and all the fantastic ideas that I've got running around in my head like crazy. So until next time, bye for now.